Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Xavier Legette. This is episode 4 of Likely to Dispute. It's Monkas. Joined with me is Tyler Green. I got Reza Rodnick. And joining us today is the one, the only Ian Taylor.
What up? Thank you, Xavier. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
That was definitely not the what I was expecting to be a lot more, I don't know,
Soonish.
offbeat, I guess. Yes. Thank you. Cartoonish.
Son, could you say the phrase chicken wings in that accent one more time?
Chicken wings.
Fire.
Not bad at all. Ian, you want to give everybody a quick intro before we jump
Yeah,
in?
what up? I went to school with probably a lot of you. I went to Limar. Cevan brought me in the league. Uh, Went to Iowa. And, living back here now. Yeah. I run another league that a lot of Limar people are in. James Shams was from there. That's where he came from. Both of those are pariahs now, but yeah.
Um,
Swan likes that league.
so before
Yeah.
we jump into the question of the day here, can you talk about what happened in your semifinal game versus Cevan, coming off
Yeah, Josh
back-to-back
Allen just
190
decided
point games?
he didn't want to win. He'd had enough winning for the year and was just like, you know what, it's cool. I want to see the commissioners get one, so it's fine. And
You know that might have been around the time Sinners was filming or wrapping up filming, so
He's probably
Yeah.
distracted.
might have had other things on the mind.
yeah, he's got a lot of things going on. He also just joined like a private equity firm on the board, so he's just making money
It sounds like
too
he's
much
probably
money to
dumping
win.
before his value gets any lower, if I had to guess.
Probably, yeah, probably. That's the first thing on the docket for the offseason. Definitely not any other moves.
Good, good. Well, that's important to get that out of the way. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page there. So today's episode, we have a fun one. We're going to start with a question of the day, just a general fantasy question that Tyler came up with that should have some good discussion. And then we're going to jump into a two-on-two NFL draft, and we'll simulate a best-of-7 series here. So we'll team up here and draft a team, and we'll get more into it a little bit later. So Tyler, hit us with the question of the day.
Yeah, so just thinking of a few questions, but I think the one I want to start with is um, would you rather start the fantasy season on a three-game win streak or end the regular season, not the playoffs, on a three-game win streak? And that's with the caveat that everything else is unknown. Like, I guess a kind of a coin flip for the rest of the matchups. Fiat could have a three-game win streak. You start in the season or ending it with a three-game win streak.
Perfect. I'll go ahead and start us off here. I feel like this might be your guys' answers too, but I would personally rather start on a three-game winning streak
Ooh.
with the reasoning being if you I totally misunderstood the question. But no,
How is that possible?
I would rather start on a
Yeah,
three-game win streak because I feel like if you start on a three-game win streak rather than starting on a three-game losing streak, I know that wasn't the question, but you would be more you'd be more something to trade your whole team or start making spite trades. So I'd rather just feel like I drafted a good team and start 0 and 3. That way you already get out to that head start.
Start 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, your teams are not known to go on long winning streaks, so you probably don't know what this feels like.
Yeah. One ring.
Thanks, Xavier.
Let
Uh,
me let me let me go next here. That's a very savant answer because he knows that he can just start the first three and then his defense, air quotes, will just
There we
carry him
go.
through the playoffs somehow,
There we go.
as we saw.
I'm
All right, in terms of my answer, this one's pretty clear, and I don't agree with Savon really at all. Honestly, I would rather get hot at the end of the season. Like, I feel like every year someone starts pretty hot and then just like doesn't make the playoffs or falls off after getting a lot of attention. But not only like the last three. Like, yeah, at that point, you might have been a little too late to adjust your team to make a run for the bye or for the playoffs, like in terms of trades at the trade deadline. But if you're winning your last three, assuming you didn't just get lucky with points against, that means that your team is getting hot at the right time. And even in real sports, it's the teams that are hot at the end of the playoffs that make it to the end. Like Tom Brady won the Super Bowl at the seventh seed, but they were just ready to go in. So, my
that's
guys,
true.
if they're performing the last 3 weeks of the season, that gives me confidence for week 14 and on.
It's a fair answer. Reed?
I see both sides of it. I think statistically it puts you in a better spot to start with a 3 game win streak because I think Savon did make a good point. Like if you're like let's just say you're 500 going in the last 3 weeks, which is around the trade deadline, you may not want to be, you might be less willing to make a run for it because you never know when your window is actually going to close. So if you start hot, you feel more comfortable that you might end the year on a 3 game win streak because you are already up in the standings. Whereas if you end it, you could be 500 going into it. You could be, you know, you might have 2 wins going into it. So I I would probably rather start going on a 3 game win streak because losing that first week also blows, which I think was another one of your questions, Tyler. But I won't wait too far into it. But like losing early in the year is so easy to go into panic mode. So having that peace of mind just for the mental health is helpful as well.
Yeah.
Guess I'll caveat my answer and say, assuming the last 3 game win streak brings you into the playoffs. There's no fucking point in winning 3 games if you don't make playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, then you better win those
That's
first three to put you in the playoffs. Am I
Yeah.
right?
I'm gonna actually side with Ian and make it a 2-2 split here. I'd rather end the three game on a 3 game win streak for some of the same reasons he mentioned, but also when you get down the stretch, I mean, those last few weeks, you start to feel the pressure of every week. I mean, I know I did last year where, having to win week in, week out to even make the playoffs. So I know all games count the same, but you really start to feel like those last few weeks are really important. And then the other thing I'll bring up is if your team is ending on a 3 game win streak, and like Ian said, assuming it's not just because of points against, that means, your players, some of your contributors that are kind of showing out, maybe they didn't have a role, maybe they're um, carving out a role that makes you feel better going into the next year about what they did towards the middle to tail end of the season and their position within their NFL teams.
Yeah. So hey, leave a comment to break this. Leave a comment to break this tie we have down in the comment section below. Drop a like, subscribe, get us to 15 subscribers.
I just want to note real quick that Cevan and I just mutually agreed on something that wasn't blatantly obvious what the right answer was, and that's a good thing for everybody, I think.
That's not a good thing.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Well, at the same time, the podcast is called Likely to Dispute, which kind of ruins it when we're not disputing anything. So,
Yeah,
you know,
we'll get into it. We got a lot of episodes, so there will definitely be some disputing going on,
that's good.
probably in the near future.
Near future mock draft next week. Everybody get excited.
Yep.
Okay, question of the day done. So we're gonna jump into our main event for the podcast this time. So there's a website I've had bookmarked on my phone for like 8 years now, and I've never used it. So I was laying in bed last night, and I figured that this might be a good time to use it. So we're gonna pair up here. Tyler and I are gonna draft a team. Savon and Ian are gonna draft a team. We're gonna alternate picks, and on this site you draft your anybody you want. We're gonna draft with just current players and then you simulate a game. It simulates all the stats, the play logs, the scoring logs, the final score. So we're going to take turns drafting NFL players from right now, and then we're going to simulate a 5 or 7 game series and see who comes out on top with the better team. So just to give a quick overview, like I said, we're going to snake draft. We're for within our individual team, we're going to alternate picks. So Tyler will make a pick for our team, and then Savan will make a pick for their team, and then I'll make a pick for our team, and then Ian will pick, and so on. So you guys don't have to listen to us deliberate who to pick. It'll just kind of streamline the process. And then the other caveat within this is each game, we're like on the roster, we're going to draft 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 4 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. You draft the entire offensive line together as a unit, and then you draft one defense together as a unit, and then a kicker and a punter. But after each game, you have to flip who's starting at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end. So there is an emphasis on depth and not just taking one player, but taking 2 players. So there's at least a little bit of strategy there to take the best ones. So yeah,
And
Simon, did you have a question?
Yeah. So you said snake drafting. So is it going to be you, then we get two, then you
Sorry.
get two? Or
Sorry,
we're just
I guess snake draft doesn't really make sense when there's only 2
yeah.
teams. But no, so well, Tyler and I will let you guys go first because you guys are obviously at a disadvantage compared to our knowledge. So we'll let you guys
uh,
draft first, and then we'll just go 2, and then you'll go 3 and 4. We're not going to go 2 at a time.
Yeah.
So we'll just
Okay.
straight snake the whole time.
Perfect.
I,
And Ian, I'll go ahead and defer to you. You can have the first overall pick.
And
Oh,
then, wait, before we jump into it, for the first time in podcast history, the image on the screen on YouTube will change with the updated picks here. So if you want to keep up with who's getting drafted, I will put in the time to update that throughout the picks. So, Ian, kick us off with 1-1.
and this is just Not it's not positional. I can take anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to draft a quarterback. You can just draft anybody you want that fits within those roster criteria.
Man, all right. Okay, well, we're simming actual NFL games here, so we're throwing
Correct.
Yep.
fantasy out the window. If we were taking
Mhm.
fantasy, I would have taken who I took at the actual 101, the guy that I, you know, sold a lot for. But we're talking guys that are actual winners in the NFL. Reed, I know you're gonna love this, but you got to go Patty Mahomes. Like, come on.
Well,
We all seen what he's done over the last couple of years.
Savant's tried to tell me many times that Josh Allen is better, and I think he's finally
I mean,
stopped trying to do that.
Josh Allen's a fucking amazing talent, great player, great guy, great fantasy player. But if we're simming NFL games, like we got to see, we've seen the head to head. We see how that goes. The dude just finds a way to win. And I'm a Raiders fan, lifelong. Hate to say it, but I want to win this, so that's the pick. That's the obvious one.
That's a great pick. I love to hear it from my teammate. I'm ready for pick 2. Let's go.
I think in a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
eras, Allen would probably be the best quarterback in football, but not this era.
yeah. That there you go.
Tyler, you take us.
Well, I feel like I should pick Allen here, and obviously there's a debate for Lamar,
Oh
but
yeah, let's go.
I'll stick with the Buffalo quarterback, Josh Allen.
That works.
Okay. I've got 2 names in mind here. Wow. I'm gonna go Saquon Barkley.
Saquon, interesting choice.
Fire, dude. He was the biggest actual impact on an NFL team
Yeah.
in
I
terms of
agree.
turning an offense from good to completely elite.
DeAndre Swift was pretty good for them the year before. That's all I'll say. Okay, I'm going to be really boring here, but in the way we're running this, your defense does not switch each game. So I will be taking the Denver Broncos defense for our team.
Nice.
Perfect. Now we don't have to pick defense until our last pick.
Nice. And we know which one we're taking, so
Yep.
It's back
cool.
to Ian now.
All right, this puts me back in the clock. All right, so I'm kind of weighing here if I want to just double down on a position we've already got and get another total stud, or if we want to branch into a new position and take someone that's going to take us to the top here. I'm going to just go ahead and double down on another winner here. This guy hasn't gotten that far in the playoffs, hasn't gotten a bowl yet, has gotten an MVP, wins a lot in the regular season, and is always a threat in the playoffs, even though he hasn't yet. I'm taking Lamar.
Great pick.
Nice.
Lamar and Patty Mahomes, like your NFL games, you're going to win a lot with those guys.
Probably are. Well, I'll follow the logic of my counterpart, and I'll pick the Detroit Lions offensive line. Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell, Eric Decker, the whole crew.
Perfect. We
Dude,
also
Panay, I got a quick story about the Lions O line, real fast. My roommate I lived with in college 3 years, named Luke. Shout out. He's a huge lifelong Lions fan. Like not fucking bandwag. This man like grew up watching them suck. We're watching the 2021 NFL draft. When they're up on the clock, he's like praying that they're drafting Devontae Smith. And when he hears Penei Sewell's name come out of Commissioner's mouth, he jumps up. He goes, "We drafted Penis well." Like punches a wall. This man's pissed, and he's happy about that now.
Yeah,
good stuff. Well, you guys took the Lions offensive line. I think we know where we're going when we take offensive line later, so it's another one
Yeah,
we
we
don't have to
do.
do.
Dude, they just left us. We're
Yeah.
talking same team here, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and take Jamar Chase.
Banger.
It's nice having him as my wide receiver 1. I'm a big fan.
Fair.
On that, I will take Justin Jefferson.
Good pick.
Is Randy Moss eligible?
The corpse of Randy Moss, or like
Yeah.
actual Randy Moss.
Actual.
Does he play actively in the NFL?
Probably not. All right, Ian, take it away.
All right, back to me. Well, I definitely would have taken Justin Jefferson there, but I can't, and I don't have to take O line or D line until the very last two, even though the obvious ones are still there. I'm gonna go. We've got a pass catcher. We've got a home run hitter. We've got a guy who's mobile and quick. I'm gonna take a guy who's the ultimate ground pounder. I'm going Derrick Henry.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't know. I If you weren't going to go there, I was going to go somewhere else later and leave Henry for him, but that's all right. I'll take it.
We'll see what your next pick you got. I
Okay.
have an idea who you might have been thinking.
Tyler, take it.
This feels like a great spot to draft a tight end, so give us Brock Bowers.
Good pick. Great pick.
Great pick.
Might just let you have all the tight ends. You can run all the 12 personnel you want.
Sounds good.
Coming into my wide receiver, I'm going to take a receiver. I'm going to go Amon Ra.
Love
The
it.
Sun God. Okay.
Be part of a real NFL turnaround.
I'm between two receivers. Tyler, which one should I take? The fun one or the boring one?
Probably the boring one.
Okay, we'll take CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. That's
Boring.
That's
that's
not
kind of what.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, we're trying to win here. Boring or not, we're trying to win.
I think I know the fun one too.
This one's me, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm glad you didn't take this one, so I'm getting this out of my mouth as quick as possible. Give us Malik Nabes.
That was the fun one.
That
Yeah.
is a very fun one.
Give me some sugar. I am your neighbor.
All right. Back to me. Is that right?
Go for it.
Okay. Well, man, that's a tough spot. Let's take Trey McBride.
Damn,
I
snipe.
think the two top
Yeah.
tight ends off the board.
All right, well, panic pick. I got sniped. I have no time. Ian, pray with me here.
All
We are
right.
going kicker Brandon Aubrey.
Are you sure you don't want Justin Tucker?
I'm positive.
But you were such a big Deshaun Watson guy.
Big is crazy.
Well, you drafted him
And cut him.
and cut him. That's true.
Only after
That's
he
true.
was bad, though. It's important to keep that in mind.
That was Sorry, forgot we're not talking about the actual draft. That kicker pick was
Yeah,
okay.
zip it, bud. Okay. This pick here. Just because I have him on my team, I feel like Drake London's the pick here.
Nice.
Stack up the wide receiver core.
Nice. All right. Well, so we're in a good spot here, Cevan. We don't have to take a tight end because they've got two.
Yep.
We don't have to take an O or D.
Or a P.
Yeah, I'm stacking up on guys that are their best talent. I'm taking Puka Nacua.
It's a great pick. That's our third receiver, correct?
Yes,
That's your
sir.
fourth. You have
We got
Puka,
Jamar,
Neighbors,
Amon-Ra.
St.
Yeah, that
Brown,
is our
Jamar.
fourth. Holy shit,
Okay.
that's ooh.
Well, let's just go ahead and let's take Brian Thomas. Another stud rookie on the team.
Dog.
We're on me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess the smart thing to do would be take a punter here.
Might as well.
Strategically. So I'm going to take Lions punter Jack Fox.
Okay. Well, we're just about done with all the team or the people we have to cross over with.
I was
So
just
let
gonna
me-
say, is it pretty much we're drafting positions neither of us need?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Let me see here. Well, just to stab a knife in the wound here, we'll take Jahmyr Gibbs as our last running back.
How's it going?
Is it our first running back?
No,
And that is your first running
I
back.
thought we had one already. That's
Oh my
okay.
god, wow.
That's an easy dub for us.
You guys only have one quarterback too.
Well, you guys don't need another quarterback, so we're good there.
All right, I'm up here.
Yep.
All right, so we're
Two tight end, O-line,
two
and
tight
defense.
ends, O-line, D-line. I mean, we know what we're taking for O-line, D-line. Tight ends. Let's talk actual NFL tight ends. I mean, this is a hometown guy. Went to the same schools. This guy can block. This guy can
Pass catch. This guy can grow some hair. Give me Kittle.
George.
George.
Okay.
Good pick.
Tyler.
Yeah, I'll pair Jameer Gibbs up with Bijan Robinson.
Can't go wrong. I love your guys' running backs.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a dog.
Well,
He's
we
a
did
dog.
just draft the better running back from that class.
You guys
so-
have the old running backs. We have the young ones.
Yeah, but we have the 2024 better running backs. So.
That's fine.
All right, back to me. I'm just going to take the offensive line. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles.
Banger.
Perfect. Okay. Quarterback, well, we'll just take Joe Burrow. Kind of boring, but I was going to take Anthony Richardson, but I didn't want to make you guys feel too bad when he won, so we'll take Joe Burrow.
I can vouch for taking Joe over him.
Ball knower.
Ian, take the defense, please.
Is it me? Oh, yeah. Defense? Give me the Eagles again.
Okay, thank you. Glad we're on the same
Yeah,
page.
the team that won the Super Bowl in a total ass whooping on both ends of the ball. Yeah, we'll take those guys.
Okay,
Sorry, Reed.
I'll pick punter here. I'll go with AJ Cole from the Las Vegas Raiders.
Good pick.
Is he a stud, Ian?
He's a stud. They
Alright,
punt
cool.
a lot. They punt a lot. So gets a lot of reps.
No
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Not this year, though. Not
No
this year.
more.
All right, with the last pick from our team, I'm just going to go with another winner here. Didn't have the best season. So maybe I don't want to go. I'm just going to take I'll take Kelsey.
Respect. That's just another winner.
Yep. That's all
Just
we're
knows
here
how to
for.
win.
All we're here for.
Okay, last pick of the draft, our kicker. Well, nobody sticks out. Obviously, Aubrey is the fun one, for obvious reasons. But you know what? We're gonna go. We'll go with Dicker, the kicker. We'll go with Cameron Dicker for us.
That rounds it out.
Okay, there's the full draft here. Any post-draft comments before we jump into the sim here?
I don't think Cevan and I missed on a single pick.
That's
No.
good. There's only 2 teams drafting, so it would have been pretty hard to miss on a pick.
That's
Well,
fair.
I mean, you guys found a way to do it.
Disagree on that one. Okay.
Yes, real quick. I do think taking your defense and offensive line that early pretty much guaranteed us the win.
And not even the best ones.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure objectively those were the 2 best units last year.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, who won the Super Bowl?
Not the best ones. Well,
Nice.
except for the objective measures, they weren't the best.
We
ones.
build our team
Right,
in the
right,
trenches,
right.
man.
They
Yeah, I
definitely
mean-
were they raised that PFF Lombardi trophy. So
I will admit, when I made the Broncos choice, I wasn't thinking that then you guys didn't have to take a defense.
Yeah.
So I was
that's why-
half right in the way that they're going to play every game for us.
Yeah, but by default, giving us the second best option, no matter what, it just kind of felt like bad strategy.
I'm pretty confident that then we have the second best options at the positions you chose. It's the exact same thing. We're drafting with 2 teams.
It's really not though.
It
I mean,
really
you
is.
guys' tight ends are a lot worse than ours.
It's the same thing. If we give you defense and O-line to draft last, when you guys are taking running backs and wide receivers, then we're taking those at the end. And the difference between the second best and the 5th best at a position is very minimal. So this is why
Okay,
4
but-
teams would have been fun, but a lot longer to draft.
Okay,
Yeah.
we have Patrick Mahomes.
Well, yeah, of course.
And
we gave you
Travis
guys the
Kelce.
number 1 pick. Of course.
We have the stack, the Super Bowl,
There's
and
no
we have the
stacking here.
Eagles.
Okay, well, why don't we settle this on the gridiron? How about that?
We have
Facts.
all of the Super Bowl players on our team.
I'm just going to cut off the recording here so we don't have to listen to you, Cevan.
All
okay?
of them. Mahomes.
And we're back. Got all the teams inputted. Whatifsports.com. I'll drop the link down in the description for anybody who wants to play. We got all of our teams inputted. We both were able to set our depth charts for game 1. Everybody is just starting who they drafted at that position initially. Cevan and Ian are starting the first game at home here, and they're playing at their home stadium, which is Candlestick Park. Did you guys want to change the weather at all? Or is 70
Nope.
degrees good?
70's perfect.
Okay. Here we go. Game 1. It's going to pop up pretty fast.
let's go.
Oh my
Bang.
There we
gosh.
go.
It's
34-24,
that box
first game.
score.
Wow.
Just in charge the whole time.
Brandon Aubrey coming up clutch right at the start. Oh, Derrick Henry, 69-yard run. Nice.
That's what I'm talking
There we
about.
go.
We
Bijan,
Dude, Bijan
neighbor.
putting work. That man did not want to lose.
Here
Hey,
we go. We got player of the game and we lost.
that's fine. Hey, what I
3
noticed
touchdowns?
what I
Shit.
noticed early is we spread the wealth. We
Yeah,
had
your receivers sucked. Josh Allen. Or
Holy
our
cow,
receivers sucked. Oh my God.
230 rushing yards for Bijan.
I'm sorry, does that say? Oh, okay, 124 yards. All right.
okay. Mahomes 11 of 18. Is
Looking
this
like
real
Anthony
life?
Richardson out there.
I mean, at least he got 12 of 20 and 124, ain't nothing
Brandon
to write
Aubrey,
home about.
49-yarder.
We had 2 sacks.
I mean, we all know Riley Moss got torched. I mean, we should have seen that from the start, Tyler.
Probably.
Okay, here we go. Game 1 goes to Cevan and Ian.
Let's go.
Now we're flipping the teams here. Let's set up the depth charts. Flip around everybody. Burrow, Allen, Bijan, Gibbs, London, Thomas, Jefferson, Lamb, McBride,
Thomas
Bowers.
Jefferson, nice.
I caught that as I was saying that, so
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody else heard that. Okay,
Hey,
Lamar,
Ian, we got to take one on the road here. Got to.
Mahomes,
Never a doubt.
Henry, Barkley. Do you guys want Neighbors or Puka as their number 1?
Neighbors.
Neighbors.
Fits the mold.
Dude, Cevan and I are so locked in just as managers here.
Yeah.
Just know
Okay.
which O and D we're taking. We don't even
Done.
have to say it.
Okay,
Yep.
Tyler, we're playing at Wrigley. We're playing at our home stadium, Wrigley Field.
Behind the ivy.
Okay, Tyler, I think after Bijan's performance, our O-line obviously mauled. I think we should make it cold, windy, and raining.
That works. No
Okay.
feast.
Medium.
We
We're
do
going to
have
go
Derrick
25
Henry.
degrees,
Holy hell.
heavy wind. Here we go. Everyone ready?
Derrick
Game 2.
Henry.
Yeah.
Heavy win, Derrick Henry.
God,
Oh,
Damn.
tough one. I guess Wrigley Field wasn't the
Yeah.
move.
Leak.
dude.
Leak.
Tyler, we did it again, 186 rushing yards.
Wow.
Our quarterbacks are letting us
O-line.
down. Here's the stats. Yeah, apparently the running back split. You guys are still running a committee, of course.
That's fine.
That's about
McBride,
as committee as you
good
can get.
game.
This is a very balanced approach.
Burrow,
Mahomes.
17 for 30. Oh my, wait. Mahomes
Ma-
played for you guys. I think that's my fault.
It
It's
wouldn't
supposed
have
to be
mattered.
Lamar. Yeah,
It-
I mean,
it-
that very well could have mattered. Okay, you guys are playing Lamar for 2 straight games.
That's fine.
Yeah, this is that funny business I was
Riley
talking
Moss
about.
again. Fucking God.
What's wrong with him?
He's
Well,
leading the team in tackles
was
because
part
they're
of a
running
unit that
right
went
at
third
him.
overall.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Hey, we'll take
Okay.
Lamar for 2 straight games.
Flip him back here. Edit depth chart back one more time. Also, I don't know if I mentioned we're doing a best of 7 series here.
Damn, Lamar for 2 straight games. That means Mahomes has played his last quarter
Yeah.
on our team. That's
Hey,
tough.
are we still keeping it balanced or can we go run heavy?
You said we were keeping it balanced.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, let's keep balanced.
we want the wait, aren't we getting home team?
Yeah, you're on the home team.
Oh. Well, we don't want to play in Nashville.
It's
No,
not on
the home
Nashville.
team one is selected.
Just let me
That would
do
only
it.
apply
You
if we
just sit
click choose
there. You
stadium.
just sit there. I'll take care of it.
Good.
Okay. Yep, there we go. I forgot to click Lamar on the top one. I moved Pat to the second one. I forgot to put Lamar at the first one. Derrick Henry, Chase, Amon-Ra, Neighbors,
Ian, we might have to put in Blaine Gabbert if we go up 3-0 here.
Kelsey.
I was
That would
thinking
be
of Mirabella.
hilarious.
Oh, we
Just
didn't get
sign
him
him
on
off the practice squad somewhere.
Okay, what weather do you guys want?
I think we played well in that 70 degrees, no wind. So we'll just
Yeah, we did. Let's run that back.
Well, you are at Candlestick, so I don't really know how much different weather you can have. So, okay, ready? Game 3. Yeah, are you guys good with Candlestick, or do you want to play at a different park?
Now we're
It
going
ain't broke.
Candlestick.
Okay,
Don't
Run it
ready?
back.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Easy money.
it's yeah, it's we
Reed,
want Blaine Gabbert in.
I don't
Blaine
know.
Gabbert.
Dude, bring in the
You,
Make-A-Wish kids, dude.
you might get fired for that defense pick, Reed.
Seriously.
I didn't consider that Raleigh Moss was on the team. That's my fault.
Let's see. Oh, two basically 100-yard rushers. Lamar
God
did
damn.
nothing on the ground.
Don't matter.
Oh, Lamar.
Man, we have to play him 2 straight games.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wow.
There we go. Last game here.
I don't think there's been an interception on either team yet.
Nope. Good quarterbacks, good defenses. You guys got the best one, so
Okay, so
no
I just
reason
want
we
to
should
confirm you guys want Blaine Gabbert to be in right now.
be. Ian?
How bold do
I'm
you
down,
feel?
dude. Fucking
Yeah, let's go.
disrespectful. Let's do it.
Okay, there you go. You're going for it. You want Sean Green in too?
No,
Nah,
no,
just
no,
just
no.
Blaine. Just Blaine at the
Blaine.
helm.
Where did Blaine play last year?
He was retired. He won the Super
Oh,
Bowl with
played
the
it? I
Chiefs
thought
and
he
they
was like a
retired.
I was just in the 2024 mindset. My bad. I think the first interception is coming.
I can put in
If I
Anthony
had to-
Richardson if you want.
No, you need to play real people. Down 3-0. Tyler, how do you feel like it's going so far?
Or, but this is how Josh Allen performs in high pressure situations.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, Tyler, I think we're gonna smoke him out here. 100 degrees,
okay.
heavy precipitation.
In that
No
case, we
win.
should have drafted Tua.
Should have. Okay, here we go. Game 4. Here we go. Smoke him out. 100 degrees.
Wow.
Oh, a
What
clean
the
sweep.
hell?
To
Blaine,
act.
let's just check.
What
Oh, Blaine
the
Gabbert.
hell?
Blaine Gabbert either got hurt or benched. Probably
Either-
benched.
Yeah,
That's
Our
hilarious.
defense. Our defense
did it, though.
balled out though. Look at this. They were 11 for 23 passing. Still took the L.
wait, where are the running backs? Oh, that's where it was. 300 yards rushing.
That'll do it.
That's what happens when you have Gabbert at the helm. Yeah, from the moment we finished that draft, it was over.
Why did Ben Jarvis Green Ellis have
I think it was
3
over
attempts?
at 3rd overall.
Maybe we
Yeah.
should have drafted 3 running backs. That's probably my fault. Like I said, I barely messed around with this on the roster flexibility, so probably should have drafted 3 running backs.
Either way, it didn't make a difference. How many points did you guys score this one? 5? Did I see that right?
No, it popped up as
Oh.
5 and then it went to 15. I'm like,
Yeah, I saw that too.
5 would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a tough
Well,
loss for us.
After getting swept, do you regret the defense pick
No,
with your second
not even
pick
a little.
overall?
I maybe regret who I picked, but I don't regret picking the defense.
But you gave up 45 in a game 3.
So hence what I said. I might regret who I picked, but I don't regret picking the defense.
Well, if we
Well-
do this again, I hope you do that again.
Yeah.
That was tough. Tyler, I like our team.
Yeah,
No regrets.
I'll get him next year.
Yeah.
Cevan, I'm on my way over to your house with the Gatorade cooler.
Sounds good. Make sure. Do we have any bets? I'm gonna guess it's yellow.
Mm,
Yes.
mm.
Okay, let's go. It doesn't matter what color it is because I was belt to ass all day long. Put in Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, that's rude.
Okay. Before we wrap up, anybody have any very brief NFL draft thoughts they want to share?
Ashton
Briefly.
Jeanty is a Raider.
Is that a good thing to be a Raiders fan? It seems like it'd be a bad
This
thing
is
because
the
it was not a good
only
pick.
time in my entire life that I can remember being excited going into a season.
That's really sad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you've had
Yeah.
to deal with that.
That's okay.
Draft thoughts.
I said brief, especially aimed at you.
Yeah.
We have next week's episode, which is the mock draft episode.
Yes. No, I do have a brief one. The Colts made a significant move in drafting Riley Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
Signals the end of Anthony Richardson. It's going to be the two white guys that can run, Daniel Jones and Riley Leonard, and they're going to phase out the Anthony Richardson.
You were
Nice.
about to say the black guy, and then you remembered that your comments can be questionable.
And
Xavier.
then you say it. So yes.
Can
Wait,
you
before
say
we
that
pass it over
again
to
in Xavier Legette accent?
Xavier League. South Carolina. That's my only draft thought.
I have one quick.
before we pass it over to your team, I have one other thing I want to say that's brief, which was that best of 7. Back to you guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was very brief.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna be spending the year rooting for the Houston Cyclones this year with Xavier Hutchinson, Jaden Higgins, and Jalen Noel. Looking forward
Didn't
to
they
that.
have a tight end too? Or am I tripping?
I couldn't
I
tell
guess
you
the
what
Ravens.
Iowa State tight end to have.
Charlie
Oh,
Kolar.
Charlie Kolar, yeah.
Yeah.
Savon, did you ever consider that this is why Trent was loading up on picks because there was a bunch of Cyclones in the draft?
A bunch meaning Dos?
2. Yeah.
No.
He can take the 2 Cyclones and then he can take real players with his other picks.
Well,
Yeesh.
no matter what.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. I don't know. Tyler, you have oh yeah, you said you're rooting for the Texans. No, I guess the other draft thing is
Cyclones.
I love what the Patriots did for my boy Drake. It seems like that those first 4 picks, it literally was 2 linemen, a receiver, and a running back, which all that does is help the kid. So
Yes, sir.
That made me happy.
It's gonna
So-
die for him.
Yeah.
Should we address the elephant in the room, Savon?
I am actually unsure what you're getting at.
Well, let's talk about a certain Monka Schefter scoop that was talking about the Jets potentially adding target competition for Garrett Wilson. And then you went on to chastise the scoop that you shouldn't trade for a player if you're scared of target competition.
And
So
again,
how's Rome's outlook right now?
we already went over this.
Well, not on the pod. I just want to make sure we talked about it on the pod.
Okay.
So everyone knows that you shouting at yourself in that channel doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, again, I feel like I made this clear when I messaged that about whoever it was about trading for someone because they're scared of target competition. And when I traded for Rome, there was no threat at the time. So
it sounds
yeah,
like you just made a trade without considering the fact that they could add target competition a month later. That sounds pretty short-sighted to me.
Okay, that's fine. But the way you're phrasing it is that now it makes it look like I shouldn't want Rome on my team, even though I traded for him a month ago.
Do you want Rome on your team? Because I heard he was on the trade block.
And where'd you hear that?
The trade block.
Yeah, I did it. I did it as a joke because I knew we were drafting a pass catcher. I literally put him on so it would send the notification and took him off. But yes, I want Rome on my team because you bet on talent with young players. You don't bet on.
You know what? I think we should check in on the 5-team trade every month, few months. Just 'cause you wouldn't do that with every trade, but that trade being so big and obviously Rome being a big part of it, I think it'd be fun to continually check in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not going to say much until the season starts, but
I mean,
I think the implication was that we were checking in. Yeah, Rome stock tanked. That is the definition. Everyone says selling high is a myth, but I'd say I sold high.
Selling high is not even close to a myth.
Selling high. Okay, selling high off of a good performance is a myth. Like everyone says when a player has a good thing, oh, we'll sell high on him. It's like, okay, well, everybody thinks that, so no one's going to buy high on that. But selling high in this respect, like I didn't trade him thinking, oh, the Bears are going to draft 2 pass catchers, but I traded him thinking that it's very possible this is the highest his value ever gets if he actually isn't very good.
I think that just comes down to like redraft selling high is a myth. Dynasty selling high is totally
That's
a
fair.
thing.
That I'll accept.
Yeah.
So Cevan bought high.
Sure,
Classic.
but
just like he bought high on Penix too.
From my my MO is just bet on good players, acquire good talent, and then the cream rises to the crop.
That's
or the
not
cream
the line.
the cream rises to the top. What is it? The cream rises to the top.
You got it right the second time.
Yeah, the cream rises to the top. So
what?
If you like someone and they're in a contested situation, and they're really that dude, then they'll be fine. That's where I'm at.
Tyler, do you have any comments? It sounded like you had something to say.
No, I was just baffled by the cream rises to the top.
I didn't know that was in Cevan's vocabulary.
I don't know. I've never heard that as a saying, but
I mean, that's definitely a saying.
Yeah,
the
that's
cream rises to the top.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like I gotta incorporate that into my team name somehow.
I thought it's the cream of the crop.
I think those are both makes. I think that those are both a thing.
Maybe it's not the cream rises to the top because that doesn't make sense.
The top of what?
The mug.
I don't know. We all understand what I'm at least trying to say.
We get it. You regret your trade. We understand it. We don't need to talk about it anymore.
Nobody regrets their trade. I think the trade you regret is trading up from 12 to 9 to draft that trash ass quarterback or running back that participates in trying to throw.
Ian, you have like 15 seconds because you said you wanted to weigh in. You have like 15 seconds, and then we're ending the episode.
Oh, geez. Nah, I'm good. I'll take the dub and
Good.
and go on with
Good
my day.
choice. Okay, wrapping up here. Make
Thanks for
sure you
having me on,
tune
though,
in.
fellas.
What was that?
I said thanks for having me on, though.
Yeah,
course.
happy to have you on. Ian will be back on for his team breakdown episode. Make sure you tune in next week. Cevan, Tyler, and I are very excited for the fine dining mock draft episode. We're going to have some bangers. You'll hear a lot of our thoughts. We'll get into some mini team breakdowns, I'm sure, because we'll be talking about them in relation to the pick. But it should be pretty fun. We're both pretty excited. And then the week after that, we're starting our draft. So tune in next week, and we'll see you next time.